What were you guys talking about? Making goulash?
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, we had goulash. Yeah, well, yeah,
Goulash recipes?
yeah. Well, I don't make it. My wife makes it, so
What
I
were
just
you?
eat it.
What were you put? Oh, you were talking about that. Then you put cheese on the top, heat it up
Oh
in the
yeah.
microwave.
Oh yeah. You got to have that, of course.
Yeah,
Gotta have
goulash
that.
around here. Candy makes it like she was making for a platoon.
Well, it's a Hungarian food. I learned that. It's like the real goulash is made from Hungary, and I've never had real goulash. I just had like whatever the family rest. My wife's Filipino, so my mom taught her how to cook the goulash, but
Right.
it still doesn't taste like my mom. So, but
You think they've
I
ever
eat
been
it.
starving over there in Hungary?
I don't know, but their name doesn't sound like it. And I do work on one guy from Hungary's motorcycle, and I think one day he's going to bring me some of that goulash. Hopefully, maybe.
I wonder if they'll ever get full. I'm trying to get as many dad jokes as I can in.
Right, man. Well, yeah, we had a whole fight over dinner tonight, man. It was kind of wild. You know how my mother-in-law and my wife get. And tonight's argument was over her not saying "excuse me" when she gets the walking farts.
when should you be, dude? We're on a podcast, man. Should you be
Oh,
putting
I'm
this
sorry.
out there? Well,
Oh,
I
it's
don't know.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It don't bother me,
It's
but
fine.
I don't want Marguerite to be all embarrassed.
I'm pretty sure
If she starts to learn the language, and then pretty soon she
No.
finds out that her son-in-law has been making fun of her walking farts.
She's probably never going to listen to this anyway. I don't think she would. I'm not going to tell her about it.
Dude, that's
No,
one
God
more.
bless her.
That's one more fucking viewer I could have.
Okay, I'll let her know. No, God bless her. I mean, hey, and in the end, we blamed it on the dog. So don't, nobody got. I mean, there was some blame being pointed around. It was heard, and
Right.
she did her normal thing of walked away like nothing ever fucking. Well, she's deaf, so she's probably thinking she's letting one of those silent but deadly ones. You know what I mean? Like, or silent but whatever.
Dude,
But
at one point, I'm betting that you don't know.
I'm thinking that's what's happened too, and I can't wait till that happens, because that's when you go to the grocery store and just walk it out.
Just walking up. I think there's a point when old people just don't know, and then they just deal with it however they deal. What's this? Candy's writing me some questions. She wants me to keep it on. Oh, you know what I could do? I could say, "Hey, everybody, welcome to." Straight to the point, completely off topic. I still can't get the title right. Hey, everybody, welcome to. I can't get the title right. Today we didn't go over technical difficulties, so I feel like we're progressing. We're making great stride. I should welcome everybody and introduce my good friend Brandon Mulholland. Say hi, Brandon.
How's it going, everybody? This is pretty cool, huh?
Now it's time for you guys to respond. Do this like Mickey Mouse Club. Say your name back, and okay, I'm kidding. That's as formal as I can make this thing. I'm scared even to have like the introduction kind of makes it seem like it's too much work already. Maybe that's why I'm having a hard time saying it. Just completely off topic, straight to the point.
Oh yeah, I'm liking it, man, and it is off topic but on topic at the same time. I've been listening, and you guys are hitting some main points.
Well, here's a question: Are you going to listen to this one?
Yeah, of course. I like anything that ties up my day, but everybody looks at me crazy because I start laughing, and they think I'm just like crazy over there, just laughing to myself.
Well, they know that you're listening to podcasts too, don't they? Or
yeah. I tell them I'm listening to it. So
I would figure it's getting to be a more common thing nowadays.
I don't know. We got one guy in the shop. We work in the shop with 4 guys, and one guy. What
do you do, Brandon? Tell the kids.
I'm a Harley Davidson mechanic. I work on Harley Davidson motorcycles, ground up to tune-ups. We build them. We're probably the biggest aftermarket shop in Southwest Florida. If you can get up and do what you love every day, then every day is pretty much a good day.
And you get to ride what, 280 days out of the year, something like that, a little more.
Probably more than that. I think you could ride all 365 days if you wanted to. You might get a little wet, or you might freeze your balls off like this week. I had to use ice scraper. Thank God I still have one.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding you, man. 34 degrees. Got down to. Yeah, I got a picture of it.
Now, speaking of climate change, I don't know if we were, but let's just act like we were. Speaking of climate change, what are you going to do when Florida disappears underneath the ocean?
Well, you've been up to the lake house.
Okay, right on. You're coming back to Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
No, so I'll explain. I've known Brandon since, well, as soon as I moved out of Beecher, right after my dad died, I moved into Kersley. And I met
he moved into the country.
Jeremy Phelps. Jeremy Phelps talked to me right away, and he said, "Hey, you got anything with gas in it?" And I was like, "Huh?"
Oh,
and he was
my
like,
God.
you know. And what I had found out then was that Jeremy liked to sniff gas, and he got me hooked on it. But you guys had just only like a week prior, I think you guys had gone to the hospital for huffing gas or something.
No. What happened was my dad caught us, and that's the last spanking I ever got. It's the last time my dad whooped my ass, like gave me a good whoop on my ass. I think I was about 12 years old. I think I don't know how old we were, but maybe 11 or 12.
11 or 12. I think it was 11.
Yeah.
I think you were, because you're a year older than me.
Exactly.
Born on the exact same day. And we say it at exactly the same time.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh, what? No, it's fucking, I don't know. Candy will tell me if it's a problem.
Oh, okay.
She runs the technical right now.
Yeah, it's like well, God bless her. Yeah. Oh, forgot where I was there, man.
I don't think we were anywhere. Honestly, we were just talking about, and we don't have a whole I don't have a whole lot to say, but we started talking yesterday because you were listening to the podcasts, and we probably had some of the deeper conversation that we ever had, and then we were like, we should probably just have this on a podcast. But I don't know. I'd rather almost talk about stuff that come up too. I guess really what we were talking about, you just lost your dog, and ever since I've known you, you've had a dog, at least one. And you've gone, you've got how many dogs have you owned that have passed now?
Since you know me, well, Daisy, the first Daisy, and then Molly, so 2, 3, and Probert, and then Mila here. Yeah, so like 4 of them since you know me.
Just keeps getting easier.
No, man, this one was a hard one. This one was the toughest one, man. It's still hard. I'm still dealing with it. It's a picture on the wall now, you know. But this whole 2 years has been like that, you know. It's been a freaking COVID this shit, you know. The day that Mila died was a funeral of my godfather, Bill Pruitt, that died up in Michigan. You know, same day. He died of COVID, you know, or COVID got, I don't know, when he died, I don't know if he had COVID, but that's what put him in the hospital.
And he did, right. Well, so he had some kind of
God bless his soul. Oh, yeah. I mean,
that must be who Cam was talking about. I just seen Cam yesterday at the paper store. And he was talking about he had an uncle that passed or something.
And my pops, you know, the last time they had talked was an argument because my dad, you know, we're union boys from Flint, Michigan, and my Uncle Bill is too. He graduated from Kershaw High School, but he's more liberal, you know, and my dad, you know, and him got in an argument over Trump. And I mean, it spoke. So my dad's kind of taking it real hard too, you know. So yeah, our family's been going through a little bit of stuff, you know. But
that sucks, you know, when the people that you leave, you know, you didn't, the last thing you said to somebody, that's I don't know. You can't really control it, I guess, sometimes, but man, you like to think you could always be mindful that the last thing you say to somebody could be the last thing you say to somebody.
You're right. Exactly. Yeah. And why argue over fucking stupid shit you have no control over? People are fucking idiots. I'm sorry. Can I say that?
You
And it's
say,
my
oh,
fucking
yeah.
opinion anyway. Yeah, it's my
No,
opinion.
you say anything.
Yeah, it's my opinion.
Only thing I'm ever
idiots.
really scared about is if you say something that you like about your mother-in-law that you didn't want her to hear, and then like I don't control it. Like I'm not trying to edit this shit down. I'm just trying to record, put it out there, have a little content, see if people like it.
We're all the Fark family here. You know us. You've lived around me long enough. We've been friends since, like you said, since I sniffed gas way back then. That was the last time I did that, by the way. My dad gave me a good ass whooping. I mean, not funny. Like he didn't beat the child or nothing, but it was enough to know, hey, I didn't want to get that ass whooped again. And plus, sniffing gas was just retarded to begin with. Jeremy Phelps, if we ever got in trouble growing up, like I mean, there's so many stories. I mean, which ones do you think your fans want to hear? I mean, I'll tell them some stories. We might get some animal activists pissed off at us or some shit because, we might have shot each other with BB guns and not airsoft guns. When we were kids growing up, they didn't have the airsoft. If we had airsoft, we would have shot the sheep with them, but we didn't.
we did shoot that sheep in the balls, didn't we? That poor fucking sheep. How many times were we pumping that up? I think we were trying to just pump it up once. Okay.
Once. I mean, we know what balls are like.
Right. Okay. So I grew up in Beecher, and it was kind of hood, but we always had we always used to go out to my Aunt Edith and my great grandma and her house, and it was kind of country, and it was really more suburb. The suburb was growing around it, but it used to be country, and the suburbs. So Brandon lived down the road in a cul-de-sac. It wasn't really a cul-de-sac. It's a dirt road, really, wasn't it? On Kathy, right? Dead end on Kathy, right by the golf course.
Cheryl Drive.
Cheryl. So we live just down the road from them, and right next door was the Bushners, and they had a couple of sheep, and one of them, this male sheep, his nuts were dragging on the fucking ground. I don't know what his problem was. You think he had elephant
big balls, bro? No,
I
just
they were huge.
Got big balls. Yeah, they got big balls. I think.
You don't think he had elephantitis or something crazy?
No, I think just some animal God gave him big balls. I don't know.
They're huge. And so
I have
us
met
being dicks, we used to shoot them with BB guns in the ball. If you could hit them in the balls, that was what you were aiming for.
And then the one time when our buddy was smart enough to jump over the fence and go play with them, and then we realized that sheep are like rams too.
Oh man! And she had a full coat on. Remember that? I bet that made a difference. Because so that was a different day completely though. But there was a what do they call them? A ewe? Is that what you call a baby sheep? A ewe?
Sure what that? I think so. I don't know. I'm not.
So there was a mama sheep and there was a baby sheep. I'll just explain it the way I explained it to my granddaughter. There's a mama sheep and a baby sheep. I shouldn't explain this to my granddaughter, but it's kind of a funny story. But for some reason, Scott was jumping the fence and he was going to kick that baby sheep. I don't know what I was actually pissed. I wasn't happy about it. It's like, no, leave the baby alone, you fucking dick. But thankfully, the mother had all her motherly instincts, and she had to have at least 40 pounds of wool. Don't you think? She had she was heavy. She took, just like you see on the great outdoors or something. She put her head down and kind of took 3 pounces. 1, 2, 3.
See it.
Boom! Fucker did a backflip. Yep. Oh, that was hilarious.
He got up and she was ready to do it again. He couldn't get out of there quick enough. Oh my God! I think it was.
He wasn't swinging on that baby again. Yeah, I think she tried to get him
out of there. Yeah, she did, man. She's digging the ground and everything, man. I didn't know they could get that pissed. My favorite story as a kid growing up, and I'll tell you this one because it involves you and your brother. Well, we met every Saturday morning, I think it was, to watch wrestling or whatever the fuck you guys got on your TV over there. I can't remember. I think it was wrestling. We always watched wrestling over there every Saturday morning, I think it was. So Tim Ackley and me headed over there, and we get there, and Edith lets us in. and you and your brother are in the middle of a fist fight in the middle of the freaking living room floor. And I think you've been going at it for a good while because you look like you've gotten your ass kicked about 2 or 3 times by then, because how you fight, you don't give up, but yeah.
But I don't win.
So anyway,
I don't win, but I don't give up.
Your poor dog is spinning in circles and doesn't know what the fuck to do because he loves both of you guys. So he can't, he's hissing and biting and snapping at the wind. And he can't stop nothing. He starts turning in circles. Finally figured out how to stop you guys from fighting. And that was just dropping shit right on the floor next to you guys while you guys are fist fighting. And then next thing you know, you stop, so you don't roll in the shit. And then 5 minutes later, you guys are huffing and puffing, just getting over the fight. So there's, you guys stop finally, and Edith comes out and she's like, "Nathan, did you see the note on the table?"
Yeah. What'd the note say?
Yeah, I saw the note on the table.
What'd the note say?
Nathan, the note on the table says, "Take Zed outside." And Nathan's like, "All right, Zed don't need to go outside." And Edith is like, "Well, he needs to go outside." She must have been smelling the shit or something. And then the next thing you know, she's like, "Take Zed outside." And he's like, "Did you see she says, "You see the note on the table?" He says, "Yeah." "You see the shit on the floor?" It's the best fucking thing in the world. I'll always remember that story. It made my day.
Yeah, I know it's not my favorite for sure. But then again, it both reminded me of my angry dog and getting my ass beat. So.
Oh no! You had to win at least once or twice. You had to at least sneak up, behind. You had to at least sneak up behind him and fucking just take it out on him, like get a couple licks in real quick.
I think I got his eardrums pretty good one day. But that's the way it was. I would like antagonize him or get him back for some pain that he inflicted some long time ago. And he would just be sitting there chilling, and I'd be like, "This is the perfect time. Fuck this motherfucker," and cut my ears and smack him on his head or something. And then I'd get my ass beat again, and I'd do it again.
Yeah, well, you know what kills you makes you stronger. What beats you up makes you stronger. I had to fight all the Lurie boys like all the time because my sisters had kids with 2 Lurie boys, and then they had younger brothers my age, and you get done playing with your cards and you're bored and you're like, "Oh, okay, let's beat shit out of each other now." You have to always say to fight 2-on-1, So, but fuck with me in a bar now, motherfucker. I'll take 2 of you on.
Or on a hockey rink, eh?
Yeah, but you know what? I think I'm in my midlife crisis now because my son won't even let me play hockey with him anymore. Fucker.
Why? What, are you too angry? What? Why won't your boy won't play with you? Huh?
No, he says I'm too slow. Yeah. Fucker. I'm trying to get down to 200. I'm thinking about doing some testosterone replacement therapy and then going out there and playing on the opposite color. I would take his damn head off. Show you little shit. But no.
Right. But yeah, what's the point?
I know it's a midlife crisis.
My favorite story would probably be with you has got to be Rob Fischel and you getting in a fight. I still go to that. Like I walk my dog down there when we go to my mom's house in the summertime. We'll go walk down that little trail, and there's that area. It's even more dug out now, or hollowed out by the waves that come through there. It's a nice little beach area. So I'm out there playing with my dog, and all I can think of is that that time that Rob Fischel thought he could throw rocks at you. And then we had to stop you from like you. That would have been a different direction for your whole life. Can you imagine what it been like?
You can tell the whole story, man, because that was like the first time any of us, I think, ever did like LSD of any sort.
Yeah.
And it's like so many years ago now that like the year statute of limitations has passed. So, and I didn't kill him, but
there's parts of it that I can't remember because first when I took the little micro dots that we got, Nathan gave them to everybody. Rob gave them to him because I guess somebody was watching him at school. He was scared of. So he said, "Yeah, you can have one, Nate." So we ended up taking them all. But Nathan gave everybody one, and I went to go cut some hair. I had to use the bathroom. So I, because I hadn't pooped. I don't poop in school. So you hold it all day. Even though lunch sometimes you got like a hard plug that comes out first, and then a bunch of relief after. So
I can't. I live so close to school. I just leave. I leave. I go home. I live right by the school. So I can
right on. That's actually probably one of the smarter ways. Certainly.
Right.
They had crazy. Remember, we didn't have doors in the stalls. Remember the bathrooms?
I got in a fight in the bathroom in high school too. But go ahead and talk about this other fight. I want to hear that story. It's funny. That's a good one.
Yeah, Rob. Well, anyway, so Rob gave Nathan some LSD and some purple microdots, and everybody took one. And I was cutting ass, and I was looking at the tile, and I was thinking, this stuff doesn't work. You don't get high off it. I do not feel high.
Bullshit.
And then I was looking at that fake tile that had that kind of marble look to it. And suddenly it was like I was watching a wrestling match between two like beasts in all the white stuff. And I was watching it for a few minutes when my mom finally knocked on the door. And she said, Kyle, is everything all right in there? You've been in there for like an hour. I was like, oh yeah. So then I was like, realized I was high as shit. And then I jumped out and got on my bike, rode down to where you guys were at, and here we are, and everybody's hanging out at the beach basically. And while we're down at the beach, Rob Fischel's kind of pissed off because we're all doing his LSD and it's already all gone. And Rob only wanted Nathan to take one, and then he was planning on taking it, and now it's all used up. So he's mad because you're tripping. That's
I never knew why he wanted to fight me. He just all of a sudden, like he was like agitated, but I couldn't tell because we were all fucking stoned, and everything he was saying, I had something better to say back or something. I can't remember. It was just funny, like we were all laughing. And then
I think he thought we were gonna back him up. You know what I mean? Like, because he just started throwing them rocks at you.
Yeah, somehow it was my fault. That everybody took the LSD, and it was just peer pressure from your brother to me. Honestly, I mean, I probably wouldn't have done it, but I was like, oh fuck it, it's probably not gonna. And then I probably heard you say, "This ain't doing shit," or whatever, and like it didn't kick in right away. And it wasn't like an intense LSD buzz. Like, so thank God, it was actually a nice mellow chill. You weren't like wanting to kick. It was more like a mushroom high than it was like I've had some paper acid after that later on in life that was a lot more intense. But then all of a sudden somebody wants to pick a fight with me. Well, it's the last thing I want to fucking do is have a fight. I'm fucking laughing at you, buddy. I mean, like, what the fuck? And then he grabbed the rocks and sand, and all I remember is him hitting me with that rocks and sand, and then all of a sudden the switch in me just flipped.
Well, you told him, you gave him some kind of warning.
Yeah,
and he laughed it off, and then he threw another rock, and then we all just sat back and wanted to see what was going to happen. And that was until it looked like you were about to catch a charge.
Yeah.
Like, you can't drown him, Brandon.
I don't remember much. I just like he like when my psychosis went to fucking kill mode, bro. It was like I went from being like totally happy to being like, I'm gonna beat the living snot and shit out of this son of a bitch. And like all of a sudden, I had boxing background. All of a sudden, my punches and my freaking what I threw together was like, I swear to God, LSD is sport enhancing. Like you can fight like the Matrix on that shit, dude.
Yeah,
and you can play hockey on it too. Trust me, I tried it. I swear to God on some mushroom once.
I bet the NBA. I bet Rodman probably played on LSD before, huh?
I don't know. I heard a baseball player once that was on it, supposedly on an LSD, and he pitched a no-hitter or something. I have to look it up. I'm not 100% on that, but I think I've heard about that. 99.99% of what comes out of my mouth is complete utter bullshit, and so take it for what it is.
Well, that's why he thought that he could get away with it, because we all thought, especially growing up, you were always full of bullshit. And we all thought that you could always know that Brandon was going to tell you some kind of form of a lie. Remember, like your dad's truck had a 357 in it, and we find out later it was like a straight 6.
It was a slant 6.
Slant six, yeah. And so you were like, no, it's a 357. It's super bad.
I am so glad I somewhat grew out of that phase. I'm glad I have, but I still can tell some shit to you, but you never know. So don't just my opinion.
We eventually realized
they might change, but
yeah, we thought that you just believed it. You were like, I think Brandon believes it.
Please don't. Yeah, maybe when I was younger, at times, I mean, I would say that my darkest times, like when I was enjoying cocaine, I believe my own lies. I would have to say,
right. Well, you got to in that case. I mean, or otherwise you have to get rid of your best friend. He's got to go if you don't believe the lie.
Like you and I both probably partied with the harder stuff. We were just talking LSD, which is pretty bad. I haven't done it since fucking high school. But on harder drugs like cocaine, we've been friends since little kids. We've never done cocaine together. We never partied with cocaine.
We never have we?
Like no. I had
our addiction has never coincided like that.
No. And it's probably good because we probably wouldn't be friends. Who knows what would have happened.
Right.
You
don't know what comes out of it. We've seen it destroy relationships several times over.
Hey, I remember not so long ago that even blood and like, I'm so proud of your brother, like where he's come. I mean, it's like awesome, dude. It's awesome. And
for some history, I guess I don't ever try to keep it a secret, but certainly there's been a time in my life I was addicted to meth, and my brother as well. And my brother now helps people get off of, well, not just meth, but all kinds of drugs. And so it's fun to see that full circle kind of. Yeah, I suppose it is. Happens.
You know what they say? Either you kick it or you die or you end up in jail or all the above, whatever, And it's true.
Right.
It's 100% true. I used to be an alcoholic, but then I quit doing cocaine.
Now you don't drink the same? But you used to get drunk because you're like, you knew you could give in to the cocaine when you're drunk. You got an excuse.
I think it was more like I drank just to bring it down, or just like bring it down, the intensity of it. Because it wasn't like
it
wasn't like I was like go home and drink every kind of day kind of guy. I was a weekend partier. Is how it started. But like all the demons come out of me when it come to cocaine. So all the flaws in my character came out, and I can't disrespect my wife that way. And then God bless her, she stuck around, but I put her through hell too. But I had to leave Flint, Michigan to get the hell away from all that stuff. I worked for General Motors.
As I understand it, that is why it is, if you follow epidemiology, it follows the epidemiology of a disease. Because just like a disease, it is it's seemingly uncontrollable. It can't it hurts you and the people around you. It shuts off the rest of the world from you. I don't know, whatever the study is of epidemiology, because I never believed it. And this FBI guy, they made us take a course after I got in some trouble getting tasered at the Renaissance Festival. And
I remember that.
They made me go to some classes, and this ex-FBI agent taught. And at first we kind of got in a lot of arguments, me and him, because I'm a dick, really, is what it. I didn't want to believe that he was trying to help, Yeah,
and then, you were good with authoritarian people for a little time.
Oh no,
you were quite rebellious. You were rebellious.
I was quite sure that they were all, full of shit and not of good intention. And honestly, I think this guy was of at least good intention. I thought any policeman was a terrible human being. I didn't, like, and I was such a little bigot when I was young. Actually, that's what it was. I just had such bigoted thinking, where any one bad thing would make a whole bunch of something terrible. What I'm getting at really is just, you have to assume that you can be wrong, and if you don't, you're gonna be wrong. And as a child, as a young man, I seem to know everything.
Same topic. I think we're on the same topic, aren't we?
I don't know. Government contracts.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, you're saying, I don't know. Fuck. Maybe you lost me, man. I have, ADHD. Remember?
Well, I really don't know what I'm saying myself. That's what I think I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, don't trust anything I ever say. One, exactly. I may have made it up, or at least embellished it, because I respect you too much to tell you a boring story. And I know a lot of people are probably, if they are listening to this, are thinking, wait a second, Kyle, you've told me many a boring story.
No, I don't think so, man. You have good stories.
I didn't mean to. But yeah, I respect people too much to tell them a boring story. So sometimes they get embellished, sometimes one story or two stories go together, better illustrated point. Oh yeah. Like, it isn't lying. It's more like Jesus telling parables, he didn't really know no prodigal son. Come on.
I don't know. I wasn't there. Just like my cousin, when we were kids, wouldn't go swimming because he wouldn't wear swim trunks. I never understood why, and he said, well, Jesus never wore swim trunks. And I said, well, he never wore blue jeans either, So like, put some shorts on, let's go swim. But I think that religion is good for some, and I think it's like a bunch of rules made up for it's a bunch of bullshit and bad for you, just like politics and all that other stuff. But I think that faith is in the spirit. I believe in that kind of stuff, So I was raised Christian, just like you, but I've had too many like things happen in my life that are like divine intervention, where like I know there's a higher power, like I'm almost onto them sometimes, but I don't know. Maybe I'm a little crazy.
I've heard it argued that because some have that divine intervention feeling, actually could be an argument to disprove the very thing that some people use, the analogy of having these experiences that have occurred to them that have let them know that. Because at other times, there are people who suffer greatly and maybe don't know even or ever get to know the love of Jesus Christ. And then they end up perishing before they get a chance to. And those people are suffered or doomed to hell.
All I know is this is I'm hoping God is love, if anything is right about any of it. And that that's it, You love and you lose it, because we all die. And we're all energy, right? We're all energy. So like when we die, our energy goes somewhere, our spirit goes somewhere. Whether we go on to heaven, I think personally, I think we might already be in hell. Like you make your own hell. Like my darkest days, those were my hell days. Those are the days that, I'll probably never forgive myself. And if there's a Jesus out there that forgives me because he died on a cross, I don't, hope, I gotta believe that. Or whatever, the shit, the bones you carry your whole life, So
you sometimes, I don't know. I think Christians, I don't know if it's a dangerous thing or not, but they certainly make up a lot of the Bible. we do a lot of like, hey, I will
put it like this. I'll put it like this. There's good. There's a lot of good in that Bible. There's a lot of good in that Bible.
Yeah. Now, a lot of good. There is no way unto the Father but by me. That sounds like some weird ass shit for Jesus to say. Maybe.
Well, I don't know. All I know is, doesn't he say in there somewhere like God is love and God created everybody, God loves everybody. So that's why I think
he says God is love, but he did kill everybody that he made because he made a mistake and he wouldn't admit it. And so he just wiped everybody out except for one family. who incestuously had sex and reproduced all the rest of you.
God willing, we get hit by a comet and nobody fucking knows. Who the fuck knows? You know what? But if you have faith and it helps you get through addiction, if it helps you get through life, if it helps you get through loss, it goes back centuries. I've been watching this 1883. I'm like into it. Even the Native Americans, like, fuck, man. The white man, I don't know. The older I get, the more I realize, what the fuck? What the fuck?
You feel bad being a honky. Some honky remorse. Is that what that is?
Yeah, I'm having honky. Yeah, I think that might be what it is. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I listen to some music too, like Jason Isbell, man. He wrote a song called "The White Man Living in a White Man's World." You should listen to that, and it's true to this day, even politically, all of it. But what they don't realize in 2045, the white man's going to be the minority, and I really think that's the root of the problem of what we're having this standoff with. Politically, I think I feel bad for the Republicans. I want there to be a Republican Party. I just want there to be integrity again. People that have fucking integrity. Period. Not some. You think the white person is going to be a minority in the future then? Oh yeah, I mean it's coming. It's coming, yeah. For sure.
And you think a lot of the turmoil that we see between groups like All Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter is because of the fear that they have of that statistic change?
Oh, yeah, there's a fear of it. I think there's a fear of it, but I also, and I think this is complete, utter bullshit because like politics is all bullshit bad for you. But I think that everything's run by lobbyists and the media you know what I'm trying to say.
Well, here's my question about that. I like to ask because I've heard the statistic is changing and a lot of people are concerned. I've heard concern about it, and some people use concern about that to set up other political beliefs or anything. And I've heard it, and I'm curious what the problem with the change in the demographic is.
I don't know. I think it, but I mean, if you look at like,
well, usually it comes down to somebody who wants me to recognize how rude we've been to people. The thing is like, wait a second, you have to understand all the mean shit that white people have done to people. Now, if they get in power, what if they did that to us? It's like, well, why don't we just not worry about the statistical change, because we'll only further the thought and that brings us and pulls us apart if we do.
All right. Think about it like this. 1776 or whatever, in our own independence, and now we're not that old of a country. We're only 200 years old, and people are just like smart people. I'm telling you, doctors, lawyers, whatever, smart people are all wound up and caught up in all this shit on both sides of it all. And they just, I don't understand why nobody can even fucking work together anymore now. All of a sudden, what the fuck?
Well, I find a lot of people can work together. You work in a shop, you said, that is mostly Republican type mindset, and you're generally voting Democrat. Have since you were a union guy, right?
Yeah, but I'm actually an independent, man. If it was someone with integrity, someone that I'm all about everything that's, I don't just Democrat because I'm only going to vote Democrat. I'm not that way.
Right. But you do work with a bunch of guys that you don't see politically, and you guys work fine together.
Yeah. And we even have political banter, but we find a way that, like, if you sit down and you talk about things, we all want the same shit. We just want to go about it a different way, and I think half the people are going to vote Republican no matter who the fuck it is, right? And then half the people are going to, or actually it's probably more than that, are going to vote for Democrat no matter who it is. They actually aren't even looking. This last election, I'll tell you, time I ever sat down with a computer, voted from home because of this whole Corona thing. Fuck you, Corona. Hey, and I got another hashtag for you. Fuck you. Hashtag fuck you. I am Brandon. That's one. Okay, I want to buy that one. I want to get some fucking shirt. Fuck you. Hashtag fuck you, I am Brandon.
How do you feel about that? Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like, dude, did you guys just alienate a lot of right-wing Brandons?
I don't know.
I know how you feel now, but listen, dude, I'm a Kyle. And you know what? A lot of times I act just like one. So I kind of have to get it.
I don't care, man. But I'm going to patent that. I got to figure out how to do it. Hashtag fuck you, I am Brandon. Because all the Brandons out there will get it and they'll buy that fucking shit. I'll just sell it to the Brandons. I'm going to get rich. You want to tell me your wrestling story? I love to hear that one.
How I got into wrestling? Here's how I got into wrestling.
I want to hear.
Jason, Jason Manley got me into wrestling.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So the way I got into wrestling was I got my ass beat by a wrestler that I picked a fight with because actually he picked a fight with me. Who is it? Somebody was making fun of my combat boots. It was Ryan Hadley was making fun of my combat boots. He was talking shit on my combat boots. And he deservedly so, but I couldn't afford like good shoes, so I had to get like used combat boots from the St. Vincent de Paul type stores. So yeah, you had to act like you liked them,
I always thought they were fucking cool.
They were those ones. These ones actually were. I don't like them as much. I like the jungle grip ones better now if I ever have to wear them because they don't slip around as much. Those ones made me feel like Eddie Munster or something in them. Is Eddie Munster right?
I'm just saying, like you were the only kid with those kind of boots when I thought you were a cool motherfucker though, because I wanted them too, but I couldn't find them anywhere. So like I thought you were a cool motherfucker with those boots. That's all I'm saying.
Well, what's his name made fun of him? It was Ryan. I think it was Ryan Hadley. Yeah, he was always hanging out with Jason Manley, and so. They were walking, and I just got him smoking a cigarette, and he was like, "Yeah, nice boots. Why don't you go smoke another cigarette?" I was like, "Fuck you, bitch," or something, because I'm a tough guy. And then Jason Manley just jumped in the middle of nowhere, like he was selling. He's like, "What? Fuck you, bitch. What are you talking about? Fuck you." And he doesn't look tough. He does not look tough. He had that awkward build, super skinny waist, and he didn't have like big forearms. He didn't have big joints, but then like, he's the kind of guy when he takes off his shirt, he's just like ripped up and just all like rippling muscles that like move in a wave or something. So we go to get in a fight because he's like, "Fuck you, I'll fight you right now." And so we go outside and I got him in a headlock. And I thought that was the game over. He's charged me or something. And I got him in a headlock, and I thought, man, I'm going to beat this kid's ass now. I got him in a headlock. And he's a wrestler.
I was there. I remember it.
he got out of the headlock so quick and then just beat the fucking snot out of me. And go on.
And then he said, "Do you give up?" And you're like, yeah, right. So then he'd let you up. And then you never like gave up on a fight though. You could get your ass kicked. You could get your ass kicked about it.
I'll be like, "Yeah, it's over. I'm done." No, I'm not done. Who the hell are you kidding? I was
then he went back to beating your ass twice, I think it was. And then you went back over to his house after that, right? And got your ass kicked again. I wasn't there for that one.
He beat my ass all the way back to his classroom because I followed him all the way to his classroom. A bloody trail of like my broken teeth. I still, that one tooth in my front is still broken from Jason, for all the way back to the class. And he's like, "I can't go into my class." And I keep on trying to punch him in the back of the head. And at this point I'm so winded and I smoke cigarettes. And so I'm not in any kind of shape. And Jason's always wrestling. He's wrestled since he was a kid. Yeah, and then 2 weeks later,
football too, man. I played. I wrestled with him for years and played football.
You were the only person that kind of knew better, like, and kind of tried to tell me. Who is it? Like Mark Price and Jeremy Phelps both talked me into going to beat his ass.
You know what? There's another tough motherfucker, and God rest both their souls. Mark Price and Jason Manley. God rest both their souls because they're neither one of them are with us now. But
we're old.
Now we're old. I mean, unfortunately, they both died. I don't know what happened with Manley. He just died in the last couple of years. I think last year. I don't know what it was. I just heard from Chris Zelinsky or something that
is it too soon to say then it's the karma for beating my ass?
What's
Okay,
that?
it's too soon to say that then.
What did you say? Actually,
I said, is it too soon to say it's just the karma from beating my ass so many years ago? That's why they're not here.
No, I don't think so, because I think you got more out of that ass whooping than you know. I
because after the second time he came back, and when he saw me in the hallway, I was I wouldn't turn around. I'm still gonna walk down there. My face was huge and shit. For a long time. It was like
right.
I looked like a monster because he beat my ass so bad. But and then a week later, I still wasn't even healed up, and he felt bad for me. I chased him down to his house. Somebody knew where he lived, and I showed up at his house and got beat down even worse. But then he told me, he's like, you should wrestle. You got a lot of heart. But you are an idiot. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You have no idea how to fight, but you got a lot of passion. You might be able to direct that somehow.
Hey, and I even knew that too, because you and I have never really fought, but though we had one and only little scuffle, and I kind of let you win, like, because we were out playing ice hockey.
But they stopped us up on it. You still be. I don't know how you can let me win when you beat my ex, because I was the only one that had a black eye. I might have been tussling up with you.
At the end, I let you in. Like I got to get a couple.
You were a hell of a dick that day. Do you remember what you were doing that pissed me off so bad?
I don't know. I was playing hockey.
You were skating around with your skates, and you kept on trying to hook everybody's skates with your blade of your stick.
I wonder what pro made me want to do that, because I was like
exactly. That's exactly what it was, because you would get so excited about things that you would see that's all you wanted to try, no matter what we were playing in a game. So even if you're on our team or on the opposite team, we'd be like, you're useless, because all you're trying to do is get a fucking blade in everybody's skate in that little hole.
You got to figure this. Okay, so we're from Michigan. And this is like late 80s, so like right around 89 time frame. Pond hockey. And my favorite hockey player of all time, and you tattooed him on my arm. It's like the best tattoo I have, I believe. Bob Probert. Yeah, so he must have been hacking and whacking somebody.
I think he told everybody about that move prior, and I think a couple of us tried to do it too, or it was a thing, but you were sticking to it, man. You were sticking to it. That day you were on it.
Hey,
and I had enough. It was working to piss me off for sure.
I'm sorry, man.
That was a good time. No,
all I know
awesome.
is it ended up. I didn't give you a black eye, did I? Really?
Yeah, I had a black eye. Yeah, I got socked in the eye. Yeah, and then we wrestled around.
Sorry, man.
I flipped you or something like that, and that's when people started getting kind of scared. But you didn't get flipped in a painful way either. Like, you landed nice and soft. It's just like you were on my back or whatever.
I told you, I knew this much. Like fighting you is like, okay, you know when you're in a fight with somebody, like okay, so you know when you're in a fight with somebody, like, it's never gonna stop. No matter who's going to win this fight, it's never going to stop. I fought. Remember Jesse Jackson? What his name was? Jesse Jackson, wasn't it?
Yeah, his brother was Jesse Jackson. His other brother was Jesse Jackson, and I believe a couple of his kids were named Jesse Jackson.
Yeah,
he's still around, I think, of some sorts. I run into him a couple of times here and there. Yep.
God bless him. Well, I tell him I said hello, and he'll remember the tussle we had. We fought for about an hour, and then his dad came out and started watching it. I don't know what the fuck happened, but you probably were there for that one too, weren't you? I mean, we were always fighting shit.
I remember hearing about it. I don't think I was there for it. Remember, I just loved TV. I hadn't had no TV. And so when I got TV, like, you guys would be out doing shit, and I would come out occasionally, but I'd be like, well, Mama's Family's on. There's a rerun of Bill Cosby tonight. I'm going to try and catch that.
Yeah. Little did we know about him, eh? Little did we know about Bill. Good old Uncle Bill. Fucking. Holy shit.
It's hard to think back on it, because you're like, man, he made me laugh. There was a lot of good.
Fucking Ted Albert was the best shit in the world, man. Well, you know what? Now everybody's hey, better be careful. You do that, and they're gonna be like, oh, that's you're saying, but back in the day, that's how they did it. They talk on the radio that way, you know, like.
Some people are saying you got to separate the art from the artist sometimes or something.
Oh, of course.
I think we just accept that, you know, everybody's pretty flawed, and sometimes you might love some shit that a flawed person does.
Whatever. I mean, well. My motto is everybody go be happy. Whatever you want in life, be happy. Well,
I'm certainly, you know, honestly though, I am happy enough. I'll never probably watch a Cosby again. I don't know if that's why, but it certainly will help me if I'm ever, if it like it made it on Nick tonight or something, which I know.
Well, how can you ever watch him again and not think, you know, it's like I can't go to Catholic church with my family because it's just like I sit there and I'm looking at this priest and I'm thinking, okay, he's foreign, he's talking, and the whole time I'm thinking, how many fucking kids did he touch? You know what I mean? He's like, oh, then my mother-in-law's like, oh, you should go to confession. And I'm like, no, you don't want me to go to confession. Because if I go to fucking confession, that motherfucker's gonna want to take me out for ice cream. And I ain't going to confession. Hell no. You know what I mean? So
I think he's gonna like the stories too much.
Oh, I think I got some demons. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
Tell us about these demons, boy. No, what do these demons make you do?
Nothing anymore.
I don't know. I follow you. It changes things.
I used to say I don't trust myself around cocaine, but now I think I do. I think I do because they've got fentanyl in it now, you know. So like, I really honestly say I can trust myself, you know.
I never got that because it seems like no matter what level of drug you're selling, putting fentanyl in it and possibly killing your client base can't be good for business.
They don't know, dude. They don't fucking know.
Well, who is putting it in there?
It's coming in the, I don't know if it's coming in with a cut. I don't know. Do not know.
I heard people putting it in weed, smoking joints with it, killing people.
No, really?
I don't know. I also, when I was a kid, I heard people put razor blades in candy. That shit never happened. Who knows?
I don't think so. But
I don't know that it didn't happen either, but they told me it never happened. So I don't know. Who knows? Same with like the Tide Pods. Like that never really happened either.
Like I say, we touched on that already. I had my gas sniffing phase, and after that, it was like no glues, none of that stuff. You know, not even the Rush. Remember when we were kids? They had the Rush bottles. You could get those Rush bottles.
Yeah.
You ever try those?
Yeah. But same thing, man. Because we huffed all that gas, I was like, I'm really not into huffing shit.
Yeah, right. Maybe they should have kept that shit around. Maybe they could. You know what
happens? There's an argument for legal drugs of some sort, you know, that is like you almost build up a strong, for everything that you make illegal, you almost make a resistance against that law, even if it wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then sometimes you run the risk of making a black market crime or something like that more profitable, like say prostitution. If you could control prostitution, you'd be a lot better. Like you could control sexually transmitted diseases. Right. And also what you would take away the ability for some people to, the worst of them are pimps that are rude to their sex workers, right? Or terrible to their sex workers, treat them like who knows? So it seems like you actually enable them to make money, you know?
Not educated in this at all. I do not know anything about pimps or hookers.
I got a little experience.
Oh, do you now?
I was stabbed in the head by a pimp one time.
Jesus Christ! You know what? I tell you, I do have a rock bottom. I did end up in a hotel where I think I got roofied. Right? I had so much cocaine on me. How in the fuck am I going to fall asleep? I got roofied, and I woke up. My money's gone. Everything. You know?
All right. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That
was my rock bottom. Right there on Door Highway somewhere.
Yeah, Red Roof Inn. Yeah.
Is that right by Cranks? Red Roof Inn.
I can't fucking remember, man. All I know is I had to get up and go home, and you know, like I was such a shit back then. Oh my god, worst, bro.
Yeah, there's a whole industry that was preying on the money that people were making from the shop. You know, it was drugs and hookers.
For me,
that whole industry was set up by it here.
For me, the shop was the devil, man. It was like everything you ever wanted, every desire you ever, whatever. It was right there in the fucking shop. Okay?
You getting paid good money, right? You were getting like 25, 30 bucks an hour or something, right? Back then.
I was living high on the hog. I was young, dumb, and just believe my own fucking shit. That's the whole thing. And then I fell into every freaking trap you can think of, And then you end up looking at yourself in the fucking mirror, and that's the devil. And you got to find a way out.
First times that you really, I mean, what made it easier to get cocaine was working at the shop or not?
Oh, well, for me, yeah, it was pretty easy to find in the shop. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Well, yeah. Right. I figure it traveled a certain way.
Oh, bro, it was anything you wanted. I mean, like there was guys in there that, God rest their soul, they're gone too. Like some of them are gone. Some of them are gone. What you want to know about divine intervention? Here's a funny story. Just last year, okay, a friend of mine died. I worked in the shop with. That I used to do cocaine with. The day he died, I find this. As I'm getting the call, I look down and I find this coin. That's a rehab coin. Like it's got the Serenity prayer on it. It's kind of weird,
right? Yep.
I carry that coin in memory of him to this day. I'll never touch that shit again. I haven't done cocaine in 16 years. Whether it's been offered to me, because it has, I've been around it, and I have trusted myself around it for a long time, because I realized like the hurt is bad, and I don't ever want to be that person again. That person that made me, in the beginning, it was fucking fun and great. But the next thing you know, I'm, like alcohol too, like it was never, all my bad qualities came out, and I had a wife and kids at home, and I was just like, forget about them and pleasing myself, in those years. And I carry, to this day, I hear about it. My wife will never let me do this. So, like a Chris Stapleton song, God bless him.
What, she just reminds you about it a little bit here and there?
Oh,
piece of shit that you are?
Oh, yeah. God bless her. Oh, yeah. God bless her. It's all right. It's all right. It's, and I have a mother-in-law too. So like I have, you marry a Filipino, you marry the family.
The nice thing about saying no to cocaine is that you don't get asked twice.
Not really, but if you offer me cocaine, you're gonna get asked twice. I never like to do it alone anyway. I was one of those guys that like always had it and gave it to everybody, like life the party.
Oh, really? Stupid. I don't get offered it very often, but when I do, my reflex is real quick to say no, because I keep in mind, it's not that I don't like Coke. I fucking love Coke. It's the most awesome drug in the goddamn world. I fucking love Coke so much. But I don't like all the stuff that comes tomorrow. And that stuff, all the stuff that's associated with Coke, besides doing it, is enough to make me not want to do it. But when someone asks, I say no, real quick reflex, but man, inside I'm like, please ask twice. Yeah, you're sure you don't want it? No one ever does. No one does. Listen, so they're always like, oh, more for me.
I'll tell you, there are certain times where there's a perfect amount of cocaine. There have been those times where
there's no such thing. Yes, if there's a perfect amount of cocaine, it's only for a drug bust or something like that, for the DEA agent. They're like, that's the perfect amount of cocaine. It's not too much to lift, and it's going to put these guys away for several years.
I've been stone cold drunk in a bar, like walking in the bathroom, and I hear some scuffling going on. I know exactly what the fuck's going on in that bathroom, and I'm like, wait for a second. And I know they're in there doing a bump, like this guy comes out and gives me a key bump for this shit one time. Oh my God. And I went from being fucking stone cold drunk to being stone cold sober. Got, walked out that fucking bar, got in my car and drove straight home. No, sober as a fucking judge,
Now, is this the story about divine intervention?
Maybe.
Maybe I got you off track. Okay, keep going.
No, it's all right. Hey, I think it's happened more than a couple of times, and I didn't realize it. Now I'm onto it a couple times. A couple times I've been onto it. But anyway, yeah. So like that was the perfect amount of cocaine because I didn't have any more to do. Right? I had that little bit that would like bring me back around. Right? And like by the time I got home, I was eating the White Castle that we had picked up on the way.
But you weren't missing it. Are you telling me you didn't miss it?
And to top it off, like I didn't do so much that my dick didn't work. You know what I mean? Like you do, like once you go past that limit of the amount of perfect cocaine, your dick doesn't work. Yeah, your dick is done.
I've never noticed that with coke. Crank was one that definitely would destroy your dick.
Paranoid and looking out the window. You know, cocaine ruined my dick. Oh, always, yeah.
Meth was worse for that for me. Like you would be pleading with it. You're like, dude, we're gonna do the thing you like the most. Like, come on, work with me, bro. You've never done this to me before. And he's just like, nah, man. Nope, not doing it, man. I'm just fucking laying here like a fucking piece of limp rope. It's like a limp rope. You can't push it, can't pull it. You can only pull it, can't push it.
Or goes into hiding altogether. I don't know.
I tell you about that time I walked in on my grandfather and my grandmother having sex.
No. Horrific. I'd love to hear about it.
Dude, it's horrific.
I know your mother.
Well, grandma's there and she's more nimble, I guess. And I would think she's doing a handstand on the edge of the bed, kind of supporting her weight with the bed though. Grandpa's got, so goddamn sick. So grandpa's standing on the bed naked as a jaybird. She's naked. I'm like, Grandpa, what the fuck are you doing? I didn't know they were fucking. They didn't even look like they were fucking.
Were they wrestling?
No, he said, I can't get it up, so I'm going to try and drop it in.
Do that later on in life, huh? What's the drop in?
Yeah, I don't think I set it up very well. Sorry, that joke, that went pretty askew. Yeah, Grandpa's supposed to be holding Grandma up. She's doing a handstand. He's holding onto her legs.
Handstand.
And he can't get it up anymore, so he's trying to drop it in.
Okay, I got it now.
That's why,
he take his teeth out.
It's like limp ropes, like limp dicks, like a rope. Can't push with it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I hope outside of the cocaine use, I've never had that problem. So that's a good reason to stop too. So like, if you're out there doing cocaine, your dick stops working, it's a good time to quit. Stop.
Yeah. Anytime your dick don't work, fucking don't do it.
Right.
Anything that makes your dick don't work, probably don't do.
Right. And now,
honestly, I was really scared about COVID because, man, I heard that one of the side effects was your dick don't work. So I was scared.
I had COVID and I don't think you want to have sex when you have COVID. I don't know. Maybe we did. I think we might have. I might have found. I think so. Like, fuck it. We both have it. Might as well. And you gotta, like for me, when I got it, I like immediately like wanted to start working out. Like I was like, it made me want to work out.
When you had COVID?
Yeah, after I had it, I went and bought an exercise bike. I hang the clothes on it now, but it was good intention. It's
a closet, huh? That's you have to make a law not to. I'm serious. If you get a piece of exercise equipment, you put it in the middle of your living room, and you make a rule that you can never hang anything on it. Make sure it's always in the way, and make sure that the only time you can put it up maybe is after you use it. But I don't know. That only makes sense because then you'd have to pull it out the next day. Don't want to have to pull it out. I used to have a squat rack back when I had big thighs. I had a squat rack right in my living room back when I was tough guy.
I did 2 pull-ups today, man. I was like proud of myself.
You get the Ronald Reagan presidential health seal with that one. Arnold Schwarzenegger's going to hand it to you himself. You put that on your little sash there for school or something.
Take that fucker on. I could kick his ass.
Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, I think I'd take him now. He's old enough. He's old enough now. I think I can get him.
Well, who else do you think you can beat up that's old enough? Like at the right point in time in life, you can probably kick anybody's ass.
Hey, and Jake Paul, he could put me in one of those fights, right? Yeah, that guy's doing what he does.
I wouldn't fight Tyson though. I still wouldn't be fighting Tyson. Dude, I guess Tyson ain't doing it again.
You hand me enough money, I'll let that fucker knock me the fuck out. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just
for the right money.
Dude, enough. I mean, for me, I'm poor, so like, I would fight that guy. If you gave me $1 million, I would step in the ring with him and try to kick his ass. Literally, I would go after him like he was, like he fucking called my sister something, bad,
I would laugh so bad. You get your ass beat so quick.
Bro, you know I would, but I'd probably have to try that LSD again before
I'd like to see,
there,
because remember, just like when you were in football, so you would like get that little dance step before you move.
bro.
I see you go there, and you know you're doing a little shadow boxing, you know, before you guys come in to meet, and then he just punches you.
All you'd have to do is give me a body shot right in my fucking fat fucking gut, and I'd be like, "Oh, I want to shit my pants."
I hate getting hit in the gut. I hate getting hit. You know, just getting hit sucks. I don't like getting hit.
No, man, I've been kicked in the balls in the middle of a fight and didn't feel it until it was over with. You're that same way too, dude. You are the same way too. When you're in a fight, you don't fucking feel it till it's over with because you don't have a stop in you. That's why I let you throw me in that snowbank, because I knew that it was never going to stop. Just like Jason Manley, when he whooped your ass, you had to go back for more. And I mean, it's just like when you were fighting Nathan in the middle of your living room. It's like, you know, it was like, God bless them all. You know, I have to say, I think I did see you win one or two fights. I don't know. I can't recall.
I had a pretty good wrestling season.
Well, I want to hear the wrestling story about when you had the wrestle off with Jay Anderson. I never quite understood that one.
How I learned about the starfish.
The starfish.
It's just the, you know, if you're gonna win, you're gonna lose, one or the other. You get. Listen, there's a lot of moves that, you know, may be questionable about doing, but the starfish isn't even a move. It is just a handle. You know, like sometimes, say somebody's got a single leg, they're trying to pull it into, they got your single leg and they're trying to pull it into them, and they get control of your hips. They want to then break your elbows down, and then they want to pin you. And you're reaching over and you're trying to get that ankle. You're trying, because their ankle's right there, their knees bent, you know. And so as they're driving forward, if you can stretch out, you can grab that ankle. And if you get that ankle, you can pull their leg, and they can't it's a lot harder for them to get a single leg takedown. You know, they can't convert it. But if that ankle isn't there, because it's just an inch away too far, as was the case when I was wrestling against Jay, and I had a single leg, and I think he was more toying with me, but I thought that I was about to take his ass down. And then he started going for my ankle, and I saw him doing it, and I knew he was trying to cherry pick the ankle, we call it. So I kind of I hit it, I moved it, and he went ahead and he grabbed my starfish. He put his finger in my butthole, and I flipped over on my back, lickety split, and I was pinned. I was like, what the fuck was that? Felt violated and all that, man. And he said that's the starfish. If you can't get the ankle, you can always get the starfish.
Let me tell you something. I wrestled with Jay from like third grade on, right? So like since we were kids, and he never tried the starfish on me. So I think you were just special. I'm just
right on.
I'm just kidding with you, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't hear the story until later on in life, and it's always been one of my favorites because we're still friends with Jake the Snake.
I don't know if it would be a full story if I didn't actually, like, there's been times in wrestling matches.
Did you quit wrestling after that?
No, what, after getting the starfish? No, I stayed into I was in my senior year, I think. I wrestled my senior year.
I quit wrestling after I broke.
I only wrestled sophomore and senior year. No, I mean junior and senior year. They were the only 2 years I wrestled.
I already quit by then because I wrestled one of your old Candy's cousin, Troy, God rest his soul.
Oh, he ain't alive no more? Right on.
No, he passed away too. And I broke.
He broke your leg, or you broke his leg? Yeah,
I broke his leg. Yeah, and then like I have some guilt over that. I feel bad, man. I didn't need to wrestle him and do that move on him either. Whoops.
Was it a legal move?
Yeah, it was a bear hug and a leg trap. And I fucking drove my chin into his right into his shoulder, and he's yelling and screaming, and I didn't realize what happened until I started feeling the freaking coolness of warm blood squirting on my leg.
You trying to pin him still?
Oh yeah. And then his legs like going in two different directions, and it was just horrific. It was horrific. It was like it fucked me up. And then I went to like this, because this is like 8th grade, and we went to wrestle with the high school wrestlers. And I ended up breaking the arm of one of the high school wrestlers on like the wrestling team. So I was like,
what?
fuck,
Whose arm did you break?
Jimmy
Marcoux.
Jimmy Marcoux, yeah. Yeah, I accidentally fucking broke his arm.
You remember?
But hey, in all fairness to Jimmy, I was held back. So it was, I should have been in the 9th grade at the time. Back then, your parents were like, "Oh, this kid isn't coming along." It wasn't like they have ADHD or fucking dyslexia, which I have, But so I ended up getting held back, and I think that was the reasons. But well, whatever.
You had dyslexia?
I have it. Like, yeah, still have it.
Oh no shit! Right, I had no idea.
Yeah, I read shit backwards. Not on purpose, but I mean, it happens.
Right. Was it? I think who is it? You got something in common with Caitlyn Jenner, then, brother?
Really? We both hit from the red tees. From the red tees.
Yeah, because you both hit from the red tees. But he's actually supposed to be a pretty accomplished golfer, eh? You think he switched his tees that he hits from though when he's like, I'm going up there?
Why not? Today. Why the fuck not? You fucking took everything else. Go and fucking hit from the red tees. You might as well.
I think he's still got his penis, or she still has her. She has a feminine penis.
I heard she had sex. I heard she got rid of it.
No, I think she has a feminine penis, bro. And
what's a feminine penis?
It's the kind that if you suck it, you're not gay. I don't know. I almost need my son in here to make sure that I say everything appropriately. He can tell me that's wrong. But I think I've referred all this properly. She is a she. Because he's in control of Twitter. I don't know.
Hey, listen to this bullshit. Like that.
Somewhere they give them all rules, and they say these are the new rules, guys. And if you catch the boomer crowd getting it wrong, then fucking beat them up.
But damn it, what that other guy heard? I heard it. I think that was your podcast. Was you can't tell me water's not fucking wet, okay? Really true. Fuck. Don't expect me to fucking try to figure out you, okay?
Jay's a fun guest. Jay's a fun guest.
Yeah.
Jay is wrong about probably everything that he says, but he's definite that he is right. Jay is one of those people that, in my opinion, are so right that you're like, you can't possibly met him too. Be right.
I got to hang out with him too. Because of all your whole ride, I've been on the road with you a couple different times.
You've met James and Sarah, motor. Clint.
I've met all of them just about. I think. I mean, I even met Scott before he died. God rest his soul.
Dr. Blasphemy. People don't know so much about Dr. Blasphemy, but
Carl's the best, man. I've met Carl. I think. I mean, several times. I mean, I think he actually probably knows who I am by now. Whatever. God bless him. I mean, I feel bad for anybody that falls victim to their addiction. And leaves this world from it. It's just too bad. And what's sad is it happens to the young kids, and they never experienced life or even knowing who the fuck they are, so they don't even know who to even get back to if they do fall. Like for me, at least, I had some sort of idea of who I wanted to be, not who I become.
I don't know. Don't they have a bunch of Kardashians to desire to be?
I mean, I live in a dysfunctional family, but I'm gonna
don't
say
they have Instagram models?
A little bit more dysfunctional. Instagram models. I mean, they're all pretty women, but except for Bruce. I mean, Caitlyn. Sorry, she's not very pretty.
Well, how do you say it?
How do you say it? How do you say it? God damn it.
I guess.
She's not very pretty as a woman. Sorry about that.
She can't throw a javelin either, so
it could be
in high heels
like that. I look at her and I think that line on Airplane. Remember the movie Airplane? Remember Airplane? Yes. when Timmy walks up to the cockpit and he looks at the guy flying. The guy flying turns to him and goes, "Timmy, you ever seen a grown man naked?" Well, I wonder what
funny.
Bruce. Huh?
You
Can't
wonder
get away
what
with
Bruce
that
looks
now.
like naked?
No, I don't wonder.
Sounds like you do. Are you sure?
Well, it's probably like in what's that one movie where the guy put his dick between his legs? What was that?
Listening to the Wild Horses song, Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs. Yeah,
Gave
that
the old
fucking
mangina.
That's one of those movies that scares the shit out of me to this day. I won't watch it again. Like Poltergeist fucked me up. And that one fucked me up. I didn't like either one of them.
I like a movie if it's scary, if it's but it's still surreal. I'm not a gore fan. I realize now I'm just catching up with my friend. So I think I'm gonna do the sign off. I might call you right back after this though, but just to find out some more about Max. But I've stayed too long. I've said too much, and now I gotta go. I'll talk to you again soon, brother.
Hey man, my headphones are about to fucking die, so we probably do have to sign off.
Well, you've stayed too long and you've said too much then. But I'll talk to you later, brother.
I'm sorry, man. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
I love your show, and I'm gonna keep listening. And if you're other people out there listening, if they want to hear any more wild stories, ask questions, and maybe Kyle have me back on, and we can answer them.
As we were talking about stories, I did think of. I'm like, we actually got like 1 million from back in the day. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right, man.
Later.
Yep, bye.